Evening, everybody. Icy here. I'm going to just make this a short one, I hope. Let's see. The current administration is granting temporary status to illegals from a couple of countries. And it makes no sense to me. I don't know if it has any sense to you whatsoever. But think about this. Since Biden has been in office, we're talking, as of right now, the numbers are closer to 9 million people have come into this country illegally. Out of the 9 million, 6 are known. 1.5 million are known gotaways, and the other 1.5 million are, they have no idea who the hell these people are. So here's the question. How many of these people are terrorists, drug dealers, murderers, rapists, sex traffickers? You don't know. Now, the city of New York and Mayor Eric Adams is complaining about his city being overrun, and he wants to, give these people status so they could go to work. Every illegal in New York City goes to work, unfortunately. Every illegal in New York State goes to work, unfortunately. The reason is because the Democrats, when they come in, when these people seek social services, they're coerced into agreeing to vote Democrat provided that they receive benefits from the state. This is a fact, and there's no dispute about it. I know illegals that have told me this, so excuse me. That's what you're going to have to deal with. These people are buying votes. They are bringing in voters, but now that they're being overrun, they're crying the blues. Look what happened. What was it, Martha's Vineyard, when they shipped a busload of illegals there and they were booted out within 24 hours because, God forbid, the rich people should have to deal with the poor illegals, right? But that's what's happening. And let's see, what else is going on? Let's talk that F-35 fighter that got lost. I had too many questions about that because being former military and having worked in the aviation community, there are a lot of things that I know that I would ask that I didn't see being brought up. Number one, what direction was the plane headed when the pilot ejected? Now, they say that the F-35 has autopilot. It's possible. I mean, a lot of fighters now have autopilot. You set your destination so the pilots that are in the cramped locations can relax a little bit, relieve their bladder, get something to eat while they're flying. So that's entirely possible. However, what direction was it headed when he decided to punch out? If he was smart, he would have had it headed towards the east to go to the ocean so that it would not have injured anyone if it crashed in the land. But once he punched out, it kept flying, so it's on autopilot. Who was controlling the plane? We already know the Chinese have been hacking the hell out of this country. So have the Iranians been trying to hack us, and the Russians. Okay, so there's 3 countries right there that are, they have people that specialize in hacking into, government computer systems and such. So here's what I think. If they had hacked into that F-35, why didn't they use it if they wanted to make a major, splash in the newspapers directed towards a target, a specific target, They could have done that. If it was just on autopilot, it wasn't hacked, why the hell wasn't it pointed out towards the ocean? And on top of that, what was the fuel status of the bird when she was in the air? How many thousands of gallons, I should say pounds of fuel did he have left? So, I mean, there's a lot of questions you don't hear any answers to, and I doubt that the Pentagon is going to release any of that because, as the saying goes, they screwed up, so they got to cover it up. Okay, so enough with that. Let's see. China is still pushing towards taking over Taiwan. Biden at the United Nations made a blithering idiot out of himself once again. The actions of some members of the Democratic Party. I'll give one example. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I just watched. She was being interviewed by a reporter asking about the crisis on the border. And she says, no, it's no crisis. It's a well-oiled, mannerly, transaction. It's like, if this is what these people believe, that's because they've never been to the border. Or if they have been to the border, they're being instructed to talk about it in a different way. Because as of right now, the Democratic Party is no longer the Democratic Party that I knew of when I was a kid. They're more in line with the Socialist/Communist Party, with wanting to have absolute control over what you do with your life. Good example would be they're trying to push for this digital currency. Okay, let's say you do digital currency for you and you don't carry cash anymore. The government decides you're not allowed to spend as much as you want on whatever it is you want to spend it on because they believe that you should spend it on something that they want you to spend it on. They're controlling what you spend your money. That's digital currency. Also, if everything goes digital, they can stop it at any time and prevent you from having access to it. Don't fall for that. And we need to start going back to cash. Quit living on credit cards. It's destroying this country. And I look at it this way. If you demand a credit card, if you demand everything electronic, then why can't you demand to have a voter ID card to ensure that every election is a fair, honest, and only done by citizens election? You're not. Too many Democrats don't want that because that takes away the illegals that are currently voting. Like I said earlier, I know for a fact they're doing it in New York State. So if you have mandatory nationwide voter ID card, not even if it's you don't want to vote, you still have a national ID card that protects you as a citizen. Good example is what happened, I believe it was Delta Airlines recently. I watched the video. This one lady, she didn't have an ID card. She kept everything on her cell phone. Oh, this is a picture of me. It was so blurry you couldn't see the face. It's like, how do I know this is you? Well, I say it is. No, it isn't. You need to have an actual ID in your possession, not relying on anything on a phone, because that right there can be scammed. Well, enough for that. Icy out.